going on, guys? Bflattened here with a brand new video today. Today we're going to be going over my first Borderlands 4 official build. This is going to be on a Vex, Bloody Eye Vex, I think I'm going with. I'm not sure at the time of recording, but let's get right into it, shall we? This is a very simple and easy build to do that almost anybody can do. All you need to do is hit level 50 and use one item. Everything else, the build just gets better from there. Let's go ahead and talk about that now. So we're going to be using the bod shotgun. The bod can be farmed off of an enemy called Axmal. Axmal can be found in the Dominion, just in this auger mine right here, very close to the Final Defiance. I do have a full video on the bod if you want to see a little bit more on that. I'll post a link somewhere, probably in the top right-hand corner. But the bod is essentially counting as multiple different weapon types in one. Shotgun, assault rifle, sniper, pistol, SMG. And yes, you can improve all of them or none of them if you want, but preferably all of them. This gun can come elemental. It can also roll with some pretty good underbarrels, and it can also change its secondary fire to everything that it can count for. Pistol is the most accurate. Assault rifle and SMG are probably tied for second. Sniper is also really accurate, but low mag and also kind of slow. Shotgun, you don't really want to use that much, even though it's always going to be a shotgun. I've always preferred just using the secondary fire, which is usually the assault rifle or the pistol. The ideal one that you're looking for bossing is this one that I have here. You can get it with Torque Stickies. Torque Stickies are really, really good for fast clears on bosses. So if you're able to get one of these, look for that. If you can get it kinetic, that's your ideal roll, because you're going to be dipping into a lot of kinetic damage. These two are your only weapons. That's it. There's a lot of ammo regen. There's enough ammo in the mag that you're just not going to need anything else. If you do want to have something else and you don't roll this, you can use a wombo combo. Those are always going to be good. Chaosins are also pretty good to look out for. They can deal with vials just fine. Otherwise, if you do get the Torque Sticky bod, vials are going to be no problem to you whatsoever. Your action skill can also do damage to the vials crystals, but ideally you want to just get rid of them as quickly as possible. So this or the other mentionables. Your rep kit, you're looking for a triple bypass, ideally. You can get reload speed. This one has 3 charges, so if you do the action skill kind of spammable thing, you can always get away with that. But the reason why we're using this is because we want as much HP as possible. If our lifesteal is just not quite up to par, we want to make sure that we're always getting HP. And you're going to see why HP is very important very soon. So just keep that in mind. If you don't want to use a triple bypass, you can use a war paint. Shiny war paint is also just as fine. You get the fire rate, you get movement speed, and you get rep kit cooldown. Ideally, you're looking for leech so that you can get that lifesteal, so you can keep your HP up, so that you can offset not having 3 rep kit charges. So that's ideal. Your grenade ordnance, obviously the crit knife, you've probably heard it before. Do you need it? No. But it does make every build just infinitely better if you do have it. So if you have it, great. If you don't have it, the next best thing is probably going to be the kill spring. The kill spring is really, really good because it's a healing item, and again, you want that lifesteal, you want that lifesteal, you want that just healing in general. Especially combo it if you're going to be using the shiny war paint. Shiny war paint is very helpful with that because yeah, you need that HP. And again, once we get to the skills, I'll tell you why we're going to get there. Sorry, I made a mistake. Kill Spring is a rep kit. What am I talking about? Let me just backtrack that up a little bit. Kill Spring is a rep kit, not an ordnance. Kill Spring is, let's talk about that now. Blood Siphon. On kill converts 100% of excess damage into healing orbs that seek out nearby allies. You yourself count as an ally. Elemental immunity, that's just the role that I happen to have. But if you're able to throw this on instead of the bypass or the shiny war paint, again, you just want that healing. So same thing stands, just as a rep kit. So it's your choice on that. Grenade ordnance, let's talk about that again. Unfortunately, it looks like your best in slot is going to be the throwing knife, because it makes everything just infinitely better. The thing that I was thinking of is the hot pot. It's the Torg grenade that seeks out enemies and does Torg stickies to them. You want to get the pot for that. If you don't have the throwing knife. If you have the throwing knife, please use it, because it's just going to be infinitely better. There's a lot of skills that rely on crits, so getting those are going to be ideal. But again, if you have the bod, which is going to be your main weapon for this build, you don't really need to worry about the guaranteed crits, because you're likely, with the spread of bullets, going to be hitting crits regardless. So important, sure, but not like required. The required item for this build is the class mod. Class mod is the Undead Eye. The Undead Eye is super important for this. You're looking for the 3 minimum in the bullet skill. It's Bloodshot. If you can get 5, perfect. But 3 is minimum for this role. Killing an enemy with a sniper rifle will trigger Bloodshot. Critically hitting an enemy with a sniper rifle has a 33% chance to trigger Bloodshot. So there's your criticals. Your ideal role is that it's always coming with sniper rifle damage. You're looking for any type of other gun damage or damage. So SMG, pistol, anything that is not sniper, because you can only roll 1 sniper. You can't double up on that. I found gun damage, which is perfect, and then sniper is guaranteed, as I said. But you can see where the critical hits come in handy, because you need to be proccing Undead Eye constantly. This is going to be your main source of damage. We're going to talk about Bloodshot when we get to the skills. Super Soldier is your shield. Honestly, you can use a Super Soldier on any character and shine with it. This is just no exception. This is another one of those. Super Soldier makes the build just way better. I like it with Magazine Booster, because I like to be able to fill as much ammo into my bod as possible. 15% chance to get an instant refill of your gun. You just want to be able to constantly fire with bod all the time. If you're looking for a supposed god roll for this, it's going to be Siphon, I believe, and you're looking for a 10% roll on that. That's going to be important, and Vagabond is your other one. That's a ton of movement speed. They do stack together. I believe it's 45% in the end. If you get an ideal roll, I think it can go all the way up to 50%. So huge. And finally, this thing is also really important. This one just so happened to roll like this when it was farmed for. But Bullet Fabricator, on kill, guns with Daedalus license parts have a 40% chance to refill your magazine. Again, you're killing something, you're throwing ammo into your gun. Killing something, throwing something into your gun. This is going to be insane for mobbing. Of course, it is a Daedalus gun, the bod. What you're looking for on rolls here, don't worry so much about Bullet Fabricator. You're looking for, again, SMG, assault rifle, pistol, gun damage, anything of those, because those are all additive into the bod, because it counts as, you know, a shotgun, assault rifle, sniper, yada, yada, yada. So the more that you can throw into all that adding in, that's just more gun damage that you're just throwing onto your gun and just flat out flatlining everything. So that's going to be our skills. I'm doing a Deadeye and Trick Shot combo, 3 to Deadeye and 2 to Trick Shot. Deadeye is going to be giving you gun crits and also stacking crits. So every critical grants 15% crit per stack, 5 stacks, 10 seconds. That's your entirety of your crit knife. So you can see that that combos pretty well too. And then Trick Shot is just gun critical by 10%. I was using critical hits, have a 50% chance to refill ammo. It's good, but having the critical hit stacking is just way better for bossing, especially if you have the Torg license sticky. Onto our skills, we're maining our green tree, so we'll end off with that. The 5 points that I have in blue, I threw it into cold iron for gun damage. You get 15% gun damage for 5 points. Might as well, since I wanted to switch off bleed. If you didn't hear, bleed got recently stealth nerfed. It's okay. It's a little bit of extra tick damage, but it's not going to be really noticeable because you're pumping out so much damage. It doesn't really matter. And I threw the one extra free point into Hasty Fiends. You just get some damage reduction. It's okay for one free point, considering I only have, or I have 43 points into the green tree. Let's go over that now. So 5 points into attunement. While Vex is attuned to kinetic, you get lifesteal and increased reload speed. You need that lifesteal. Great first skill. We're getting 3 points from our class mod here. Doesn't really matter that much. It's just there. Grave Implements, kill skill. Vex gains gun damage for a duration. You get 3 max stacks. Excellent. Next one is Target Prescience. Gun damage and gun critical chance against any parts of enemies. So your gun damage, you can have a 15% chance to crit anywhere. So this, along with our crit stacking skills, perfect. Material components, you get increased kinetic damage and kinetic status effect damage. We just want the kinetic damage. Kinetic status effect is going to be mostly onto bleed, so we don't really care about that. We just care about the kinetic damage. Moving down onto this branch, Conjunction. This is where things get kind of crazy. Vex gains increased gun damage the more full her shield, and gains damage reduction the less full her health. So we have a lot of versions of lifesteal. So if ever there's a time that our life gets really, really low, we just get more damage reduction so that we have an opportunity to heal. And you get more gun damage the more full your shield is, which is perfect because we're going to be adding stuff into our shield and also gaining overshield. That's going to be talking about Iron Maiden. Phase Explosion and Eldritch Blast restore shields for each enemy hit and deal increased damage based on your current shield. So you restore 25% shields, which is going to be working with Conjunction and a specialization. We'll talk about that in a bit. And you get increased damage based on your current shield capacity. So you activate ult, throw your ult, you gain your shield back, and then you just go to town. Great Vitality. Vex gains increased maximum health capacity and health regeneration. It's just health regen, health stacking. You just want more of that. This is Bloodshot that we were talking about earlier. We get 3 from our class mod, 5 points from our skill points. When Vex uses a rep kit, her next gunshot will become a Bloodshot, converting damage dealt into kinetic damage and dealing bonus damage based on her current health. So you can kind of see why we need health regen and why we always need to be as full HP as possible, if not just full HP. You don't need to use a rep kit for this because of our class mod. Killing an enemy with a sniper rifle, that's your bod because it counts as a sniper rifle. So killing an enemy with this counts as a sniper, triggers Undead Eye. Undead Eye will have a 33% chance to trigger Bloodshot, which gets you your kinetic damage, which is 80% of your current health, which is just proccing constantly. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting it procced every time you get that kill, so you're just doing damage, damage, damage. It's just a bunch of amp stacking, essentially. Essence Leech, you get lifesteal, self-explanatory. Blood is power. Vex gains bonus kinetic damage with guns based on her current lifesteal when her health is full. 300% of lifesteal bonus kinetic damage. So, take all of our lifesteal skills that we have, and then we're basically just throwing that into the damage output that we get from this, which is ridiculous because we're always at full health. The augments that we have here, we're taking Iron Maiden like we talked about, and also Heart Piercer. You sacrifice health on use, which is fine, but you get a piercing wave. Enemies take damage, allies restore health, gain bonus damage and healing based on sacrifice health. The only purpose for this, vials. That's it. It goes right through them. It hits all those crystals on the way. It hits them all. We have a lot of ways to deal with vials, but that's just an additional option because we want to hit things with Eldritch Blast anyways because we're healing off of our shield from that. But it's an option. It's there. It's just another out for you. Specializations. You don't have to do anything too fancy. 20 Survivor, 20 Brute. You want only 2 skills in here, really. Everything else is just up to you. Best defense. The Vault Hunter gains increased damage dealt based on the fullness of their shield or health, whichever has higher capacity. 30% when full. As you can see, we're stacking that with Iron Maiden, and Iron Maiden is also working with Conjunction. So that's 3 skills in one, all doing the same thing, all giving you separate instances of damage. Finally, you want Brute, and the other skill that you want is Riddle You This. Whenever the Vault Hunter deals gun damage, gain a stack of it, increasing gun damage. So Riddle You This is you shoot something, you deal gun damage, you gain a stack, you get more gun damage. It stacks 50 times, it lasts 6 seconds, which is the duration of your knife. So is a knife required? No, but it is very nice to have because it just banks off of a lot of skills that we're using. To my knowledge, none of these are bugged interactions. This is just all stupid math working all together. Unless you want to count the knife as a glitch, but you can just remove it and use whatever if you're not comfortable using the knife. I know a lot of people have a difference of opinion on that. This build, I would say, does mobbing extremely well. I'm on UVHM 5. I can 1 to 2 shot most enemies, badasses, 3 shots basically. And most enemies, including the Vault Beasts, will die before they can kind of crack your shield or do any sort of like rotation that they do. Whenever they load up their big attacks, that's when you want to throw in your Torque stickies. You just drain down as much as possible. As you can see, we're gaining some ammo back. You just keep on firing, plug them with stickies, throw your knife, reload, all of that pops at once, all are crits, and then everything kind of just falls in motion from there. That's your rotation with it. Your rotation with mobbing is just hit your action skill. You can throw this out so that you can drain your health, gain your shield, and then you just go to town. That's it. Very, very simple build. It just gets better the more things you find for it. So you can take it from as basic as you want to as advanced as you want, and it can only get better. I will see you guys in the next video. Let me know if this helps. My name is Bflattened, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care all. Laters.